Hello everybody, I'm the Worm and welcome back to Danganronpa v3. Today we are going to do Chapter 4's Trial. That's right. I am feeling a bit nervous. It's been a little while since I last recorded. I did go ahead and rewatch my pre-trial preparation. Just kind of put it on a fast speed and went through it. So I think I'm pretty much prepared. Although, I think someone did point out that me feeling that it seems kind of straightforward is usually a bad sign. And I think I even said as much in the last episode. So, yeah. At least I think I'm aware of sort of the first level going into this. I think I'm at where the game wants me to be at in thinking that this was something orchestrated by Miyu before everything went wrong. But of course, we've seen time and time again, Danganronpa usually finds the way to blindside me. So yeah, I do want to say one thing. I was thinking about this, and this is with respect to the glitch that has been referenced. I remember I didn't have much to say about this, other than, you know, we've heard Miyu describe something wrong could happen with memory, consciousness. She particularly said body swap. I don't know if we're going to go that far or not, but at the time I said something like maybe Himiko could be someone this is affected, due to some of the comments she made after we went back inside the simulation. Of course, this is kind of at odds with as we see here, when everyone logged into the first time. And the thing is, if this happened the first time, it makes me think that it might have happened to two of us. Or one of two people, I should clarify. And I think it could be... I'm kind of moving away from it being Himiko, but I'm thinking maybe it could be either Miyu or Kokichi. Because I'm thinking, if it happened to someone other than those two, you'd think they would say something. They would, you know, say, hey guys, something's wrong, or I feel strange, or just something of that nature. Now again, this is kind of... This error is so vague, so I have no idea what it could entail. So maybe the person it affected didn't even know they were affected, but I'm thinking it's something they would have noticed. At least that's kind of the idea I had in my head. And so if it's something they would have noticed, then I think it has to be someone that was in on it in some way. And the only people that were sort of in on it, in my mind, at this point, are Miyu or Kokichi. So that leads me to think also that maybe this glitch was done on purpose, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just, that's kind of all the things I'm worried about in this trial, that kind of feels like a wild card where I just don't know when and how that's going to affect the trial. But otherwise, I think we're ready. I hope I'm ready. Let's go ahead and start this thing, shall we?
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation. Screw it. This is tiresome.
Oh, Monokuma's not feeling up to it today, huh?
You need more motivation!
I do. I really, really do. Now then, let's start this class trial.
Before we start, I just want to ask something since there's not a lot of us left. What happens if the votes result in 2 first places?
Huh? You mean like a tie. It means they're both the blackened. As long as one of them is correct. It's fine.
Say what now? So as long as one of them is correct, it's fine. Okay, hang on. Maybe he'll say more.
Daddy, are you sure you should make a decision like that so casually?
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Thanks. Since that's answered, I can start enjoying this life or death game now.
Well, that's ominous. Especially since it's Kokichi asking. You're talking about the votes at the very end, right? Where we vote on who the blackened is? Okay, yeah. I am confused. I'm a bit confused. Does that mean they would both get executed, or what? This could be potentially terrible.
What game? How long are you gonna keep saying that?
Just ignore Kokichi. The rest of us need to work together to find the truth. Got it! We can't die here! Oh my! Himiko has become so determined! It's true! People really do change!
But now she's lost what made her so unique.
That's none of your business!
We should focus on the class trial. First, we need to clarify...
Kaito's the culprit!
What? Say that to my face!
While we were all still logged in, Kaito logged out alone, right? You were able to move freely. Doesn't that mean you could have committed the murder?
Don't screw around! There's no way I'm the culprit!
Kaito right. Kaito couldn't have killed Mew.
How long are you gonna keep saying that? Trusted people can still kill, you know. We already saw that a bunch of times. So many times. Since Kaede.
Okay. Hear voices. That means potentially a lie.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Mew was still logged in, though.
Oh, wait.
That's right.
I just realized. Okay. So remember, I took a trip, and that was about 2 weeks or so. And so I kind of interrupted. I need to remember all the controls, is what I'm saying.
Kaito?
Okay, here we go.
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
Of course it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito, any last words?
What do you mean, last words?
Okay, first we need to decide if Mew was killed in the real world or virtual world. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Mew was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
How do I make the
Of course
lie?
it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was
Definitely
trying to
not
pin
that.
the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito, any last words?
What do you mean, last words?
Kaito logged out
I wish there was a way to
first by
see what the
himself.
lies would be.
Mew was still logged in, though.
Squeaky hammer. Okay, that's not it.
That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
No, that's
Of
not
course
it.
it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito,
Let me see this real quick. I think it's gonna be this. Well, for the truth, I'm not seeing the lie here, so I think I'm just gonna let it go. Oops.
Kaito logged out first by himself. Mew
Okay.
was still logged.
Oh, son of a gun.
I was wrong!
Okay, this
Kaito
is...
logged out first by himself. Mew was
Okay, so I did actually hit it there.
That's when you poisoned her, right?
No.
Damn it!
Kaito logged out first by himself.
Is it... Should I do this one on that one? Because like, her eyes weren't bloodshot, right?
Mew was still logged in though.
Oh, wait. No, she never logged out. Never mind.
That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
That's wrong!
Mew wasn't killed by poison, and the warning on the label proves it.
Okay. That was a rough, rough opening, but I needed to figure out what the controls were all again, and I didn't even remember about all the lying stuff until I started to hear the words again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wish I could just quickly see what the lies are, because if you hold it down to see it, and then you have to release it, and, go through the animation, and then you lose some health. And that just makes it feel so bad to try and lie. Now I get it, or I kind of get it. At least, I don't know. I was gonna say, maybe it makes sense that it's that there's a cost to doing it, but I mean, lying or telling the truth, it's you're kind of just getting to the same place. It's just an alternative, so it's not like it's. I don't know. Does lying score you more points in the end or something? I'm trying to think what reason there would be not to just let you quickly, swap to see what the lies are versus taking damage if you miss. I don't know. Okay, let's not worry about it.
Drinking the poison would result in subconjunctival hemorrhaging. In other words, your eyes would be bloodshot.
Oh, but Mew's body. That's right. Her eyes weren't bloodshot. She wasn't killed by that poison.
Then what was that poison for?
Probably a diversion. The culprit wanted us to think Mew died by poison.
then what was her real cause of death?
Oh boy. This isn't really a... Well, maybe this is it.
This is it!
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, it's not really directly saying precisely
Mew's
what
cause
it
of
is.
death was the killing game simulator itself.
Although I guess it kind of makes sense. I was thinking, was she hit with a hammer or did she fall off a roof? But no, we'll get more specific later, so this makes sense.
In the virtual world, if your avatar takes fatal damage, your real body dies of shock. That was made clear in the program's text file.
Miyu received fatal damage in the virtual world and died from that shock.
In that case, it's fair to say that the cause of death was actually the simulator.
Makes sense?
Gonta has question. Where is this virtual world place? What floor is it on?
Oh boy.
If you don't understand, then don't say anything.
If Miu was killed in the virtual world, then the next thing we need to figure out is what caused her to incur fatal damage within the virtual world.
Now, I do want to be clear. I did posit that maybe it could have been an accident, but I'm not. I didn't mean to suggest that that was what I was definitively saying that was the case. Now, I don't know if if I left that impression or not, but I just threw it out there last time, okay? So the thing is, I feel like I'm wondering from a story perspective if that would even be satisfying if someone actually died from an accident. I don't know. Have we had that happen in Danganronpa before? We've had suicide, but I don't know if we've had an accident.
So her cause of death in the virtual world is the one that matters.
It seems like Gonte is confused. So why don't we review things a bit? So we split into 2 groups to find the secret of the outside world.
The ones who searched the mansion were me, Shuichi, Samugi, Gonta, and that NPC Kaito.
Hey, who you calling NPC, you ASS?
And the others who searched the chapel were Keyboy, Maki, Himiko, and the late Miu.
How could someone have given her fatal damage in that situation? That's what we gotta think about. Now, let's all work together.
Aww, little Himiko is all grown up. Too bad your chest hasn't grown up, though.
That was uncalled for. Someday, my chest will grow like crazy.
Let's begin then.
Okay. No lies here. No lies here. It's good. And just focus on this.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whatever did that to Mew was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
Or going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more likely.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
Could she have drowned?
Oh man, just giving me tons of options, huh? Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting. Okay, so let's see.
Virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. Let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whatever Mew was right next to her avatar. It's the hammer!
Going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation.
Dang it.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that
First.
Right next to her avatar. It's the hammer!
We're going to beat her with his bare
Hands.
Blunt force was involved. I think strangulation is more likely.
Okay.
I agree.
Consent.
Miu's body showed severe trauma and signs of a struggle.
Yeah, she looked like she suffered. Very hard to look at.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess I didn't put 2 and 2 together here. You know, because it said, you die from shock if you die in the virtual world. And I guess I wasn't sure what that meant precisely. And they're suggesting that, because, you're laying down, you're sitting in the chair, And presumably, you're unconscious in some sense, right? While you're in the virtual world, your body, like, you're walking around in the virtual world. That doesn't make your body stand up and walk around. So, and yet, this seems to suggest that while she's being strangled in the virtual world, her physical body in the real world then, grasped at her neck as if she were being choked. Which is, I guess I didn't think it would work that way, but I guess that's what they're suggesting here.
Right. And the virtual world is connected to our 5 senses. If her body experienced pain, she must have been in pain in the virtual world as well. Knowing that, I believe Maki is correct. Mew was strangled to death.
Yeah, definitely.
See, because, the VR that exists in real life today, we have the VR goggles. I mean, I don't have VR goggles, but you see people who have VR goggles, and then they have controllers in each hand. They're moving around, right? They're not unconscious, but this looked more like something, I don't know, this looked like more sci-fi than that. That, they don't have to move their bodies to move their avatars. It's more like something like all in their head. So I guess I wasn't really considering that angle.
Strangling and poison are the only methods that can make her look like she's suffocated. But we already removed the possibility of poison, so it can only be strangulation. Also, when a victim is poisoned, they commonly grab their chest or mouth. But Mew was holding her throat. It's obvious she was trying to protect her windpipe.
Although, now I have a question. No. Her VR goggles were still on. That's right. Kibo said he had to remove them from her head. So it was still on. I was going to say, what happens if you, say, instead of logging out regularly, you have someone just rip the helmet off, or the goggles off? What would happen then, I wonder?
Oh, the Assassin Master gets really chatty when it comes to corpses.
In that case, her exact cause of death is being strangled in the virtual world.
At least it would appear to be.
But is strangulation even possible in the virtual world? If the avatars were equally strong, it would be difficult to strangle a resisting victim.
I guess this means I have to throw away my she tried to crawl up the roof and fell off and broke her neck accident idea.
Yeah, if she was just as strong as them, no way they could have strangled her.
That's a good point. I forgot about that, Kaito. She did. We did have that thing with Gonta, where they said everyone's actually equal strength.
Then the culprit would need a tool. There are tons of cases where a weaker person would strangle a stronger person with a rope.
Wow, you know a lot about killing, nerd.
But was there even a rope in that world? I don't remember seeing one.
Then they must have used something else as a rope.
Oh, snap. Putting me on the spot. Not this. Maybe that. Oh my.
This is it!
Really? What in the world? I guess it's
During
virtual.
the investigation, we found toilet paper outside the mansion.
I had been wondering about this. Not what I expected. So what is it? Oh, yes, of course, that's right. Objects can't be broken. That's right. Okay, so you can't even... Okay. Makes sense.
I'm guessing that the toilet paper was used to strangle her.
Gonta, no can ignore that!
What you mean, Shuichi?
Huh? What wrong? Shuichi goofing off! not gentlemanly at all.
Okay, we know this, we know this. Oh, I need to remember the controls again.
There's no time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy! Even Gonta know that, and Gonta not smart!
Oh, snap! What am I using here?
No, I'm positive toilet paper was used instead of rope.
You died such an awful death. So why you not take this serious? You call yourself ultimate detective? Use your head! Figure out real murder weapon!
No, I'm positive toilet paper was used instead of rope.
There's no time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy!
Okay, yep, it's in the rules. It's in the rules of the killing game. There we go.
The toilet paper wouldn't tear. Because in the virtual world, objects are unbreakable.
Didn't even... That wasn't even on my radar. Oh, man.
Unbreakable? You're so dumb, Gonta. You didn't even know that?
I mean, I knew that, but I just didn't connect that to the toilet paper.
If objects can't break in that world, then toilet paper shouldn't be able to tear. And since it couldn't tear, it could be used as a rope.
Gonta not really understand, but... Sorry, Shuichi. Gonta was wrong.
That's okay.
It's okay, Gonta. Don't worry about it.
Killed by toilet paper. It was a fitting end for her.
A fitting end? I do not fully understand that logic.
But if Mew was killed near the chapel, why was the murder weapon by the mansion?
Maybe the culprit tried to get rid of it to destroy the evidence.
If toilet paper was the murder weapon, then what's the deal with the hammer next to her?
Perhaps the culprit prepared a backup weapon, just in case.
No, the culprit didn't bring the hammer.
No? But who else but the culprit would bring a hammer?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb. Say Mew.
That's it!
Okay. Not sure about... I mean...
Mew was the one who brought the hammer.
I'm assuming this is because, you know, she's the one that claimed that she had removed all the things that could be used as murder weapons. And since it's still here, then, you know, obviously it's because she didn't delete it. So I'm guessing that's what the reasoning is here.
Mew bring hammer?
Remember what she told us?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, she did say she deleted any dangerous objects.
If that were true, she wouldn't have missed something like a hammer. Meaning that Mew must have left it on purpose.
On purpose?
But why she do that?
Yes, we do need to make that clear.
Let's assume that Mew brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
Maybe use it to break down a wall?
Uses for a hammer. Gonta no! Mew gonna build stuff with hammer!
She probably just brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone and tried to kill them with it.
Okay, this one
You
seems pretty
idiot,
straightforward.
She was the victim!
Let's assume that Mew brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
Maybe use it to break down a wall?
Uses for a hammer. Gonta no! Mew gonna build stuff with hammer!
She probably just brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone.
I agree!
There we go.
Mew was gonna meet up with someone in the virtual world.
Okay, so after this, we're gonna have to eventually establish her being able to move through the wall and thus go from the chapel to the mansion. But the thing is, once we get to that point, then we're kind of running up on as far as I've gotten, really. Gonna have to talk, well, now that we're talking about this, maybe we can try and figure out stuff like who locked the rooftop, or who ejected Kaito.
With me. I was supposed to meet up with Mew on the roof of the mansion.
What? Is that true?
I overheard them talking about it at the chapel.
By the way, Mew asked to meet up with me before we went into the virtual world.
Before you went into the virtual world, okay.
I totally forgot where we were supposed to meet, so good thing Keyboy spied on us.
Wait, so Miyu called Kokichi out?
If Mew brought the hammer, I wonder what she was planning to do with it.
I mean, this is what we're being led to.
That's it!
See, the fact that Kokichi's leading us this
She
way,
was
though,
trying to kill Kokichi.
this is,
She was what?
Yep, she plotted to meet up with me and then kill me with the hammer.
See, that was my thought too, but you know, it's funny. Once it comes out of his mouth, I feel like disagreeing.
If you want to prove this, you'll need to figure out Mew's plan, okay?
Oh, snap. Here we go. Who tried to kill Kokichi? Oh, I just noticed the billboards there. Oh, that was that weird art style we saw earlier. Okay. Very, very simple so far. Alright, what's next? Where was Mew trying to kill Kokichi? Okay. Virtual world. Oh, this is a long one. Okay. Oh, dang it. Why was the bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat? Okay, I'm feeling worse over time as this goes on. The fact that I've been able to sort of guess, or, understand it clearly thus far, makes me think, to divert attention. Yeah. Okay, so, it is as I said last time. The poison was, meant to throw us off.
It connects! She wanted it to appear as if Kokichi was killed in the real world.
She placed the poison on my seat to make us think the murder happened in the real world.
She did that too?
What? Miu was the one who put that poison bottle there? No, that ain't right. Something's definitely weird about that.
Thing is... Okay, let's see where this goes.
When could Miu have put the poison there?
If she did place the poison without us noticing, then she must have logged out at some point.
And then what? She logged back in?
Kokichi, weren't you in the salon around that time? Did you see her log in or log out at all?
Nope, I didn't see that at all.
If she hadn't logged in or out, then you couldn't have placed the poison.
Then who put poison bottle?
The only person who logged out early was Kaito.
Kaito, your grave just got 10 feet deeper!
No, it wasn't me, guys. When could Miu have put the poison there?
Okay, well, I think it's going to have to be
If
the
she
record.
did place the poison without us noticing, then she must have logged out at some point.
She did not. So we can't. That's
And then
agreed. We
what?
don't agree with
Log
that.
back in?
Kokichi, weren't you in the salon around? Did you see her log at all?
Nope, I didn't see that at all.
If she hadn't logged in or out, then you... That's wrong!
Oh, I missed the counter. The special place. Mark.
It was Miu who planted the poison on Kokichi's chair. She had plenty of time to do it. Here, take a look at this.
Is this a record of who went in and out of the virtual world?
That's right. It says that Miu was the last of us to log in.
2 minutes.
Yeah, what about it?
If she logged in last, she would have had time to move around in the real world after the previous person logged in.
That right. She could have placed poison bottle on Kokichi's seat.
This was all part of Miu's plan.
Okay, this is going way too smoothly.
She tried to kill me in the virtual world, make us think it happened in the real world, then pin the crime on Kaito.
Well, that's not my fault.
Which is why she manually logged you out, just for that purpose.
Okay. Interesting. I'm really curious about the locked door on the roof. Of course, that was from Kokichi's testimony, so it might even just be a lie, but
So she did that to me?
Yes, I'm Miu used a method only
sorry.
she could use to log Kaito out manually. This is it! It was the cell phone found by Miu's avatar. That cell phone worked the same way as the phone in the salon. It logs users in and out. I verified this myself when I spoke Kaito's name into it.
I see. With that cell phone, she could force anyone to log out at any time.
okay.
But Miu never mentioned a cell phone, right?
I mean, I think I said this before, but Was she counting on him not logging back in immediately? Or would it have been, it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as he's logged out for at least a minute or two, as we've seen with Miyu, where, you know, she waited, or it was 2 minutes for her before she logged in from the previous person. So as long as Kaito was logged off for at least that long, she could have tried to argue that it was him who did that, I guess. Yeah.
That's what Shuichi referred to when he mentioned a method only she could use.
And of course, he just decided not to log back in, so that point is moot, I guess.
She kept the cell phone a secret on purpose, so she could use it for the murder.
So, she really was planning a murder.
Wait, I have a question. Okay, I think I was a bit confused. I don't know if I was also confused last episode or if I'm just confused now. For some reason, I was thinking both the cell phone and the phone in the salon, you'd be able to log anyone out just by saying their name. But maybe it's only the cell phone. I mean, it would make sense if it was only the cell phone that had that capacity. So, okay. Okay.
And she tried to set me up.
Well, I knew that from the start.
Then why did you say I was the culprit?
Because I wanted to get it through your thick skull. People you trust and defend will ultimately betray you. This is a game of suspicion. Well, I think your ideals should stay the same. Because phonies like you are what make the game more interesting. Don't you agree, Monokuma?
Do I? I don't know about that. Huh? Wait, what were we talking about?
I wonder when Daddy's gonna get his motivation back.
Yeah! If Father keeps slacking off, all the work is gonna get forced onto Mommy.
Huh? Mommy?
My head! I feel like I'm about to remember something, but I can't.
What's wrong, Monotaro? Pull yourself together!
Anywho, it's a blessing in disguise that Miyu died and not me.
What you mean?
'Cause she wouldn't have said anything about what really happened in the virtual world. You guys would have had a way harder time finding the culprit, you know. She would have been able to lie about the virtual world settings as much as she wanted. And you'd never know that the murder actually took place in the virtual world.
So that's why she decided to attempt a murder, because she had total control.
And the reason Miyu was so insistent we go into the virtual world was...
She was insistent we go there so she could kill us. What a shady person.
I was sad that she was gone, but now I don't know what to think.
Nice! Backstabbed by a trusted friend. See? That's an ideal fun situation! Now we can start a real class trial!
Hey, Kokichi sorta sound like Monokuma.
Really? I don't sound anything like him.
No, you're just like Monokuma.
Yeah, we saw Kokichi conspiring with him.
Both of you are cowards. You never speak the truth or show your true face.
Wait, coward? You say some interesting things sometimes, Kaito.
Smiling, putting on a mask, never saying what you really think. That kind of cowardice is just like Monokuma.
Daddy, they're calling you a coward. Aren't you gonna do something?
Yeah, I just gotta do my signature laugh, right? There, I did it.
He's completely lost his drive. Like a one-hit wonder who clings to their former fame.
My head!
Listen up, Kokichi. To hell with this game of suspicion crap. I will never be okay with it. I'm just gonna believe in everyone. Instead of suspecting my friends, I'm gonna find the truth by believing in them.
Well, if you think you can win this game like that, then sure, be my guest.
Of course I can. I don't need your permission.
How long are you guys going to argue? Let's hurry this up and continue.
It's interesting how Shuichi's kind of on the sidelines a bit. I mean, it makes sense considering, just how forthright Kaito is, in his personality. But I feel like there have been a lot of times where in Danganronpa 1 and 2, our main character was... Well, no. Nah, I shouldn't say something that isn't actually backed up by anything. But yeah. It's just interesting how us and Shuichi as the protagonist are just kind of sitting back and watching this.
If we don't find the culprit, then we'll all die. You know that?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
If we are going to begin searching for the culprit, let's start with Kokichi's story.
Okay, now the real... As Kokichi said, for better or worse, now the real work has to be done.
Huh? My story?
You were meeting with Miu, but she ended up as the victim.
Yeah. I mean, surely he understood that this would be, this would lead to some suspicion being placed upon him.
So it's only natural for us to think you're the killer, right?
Here's my answer. I never met up with Miu.
Because you claim the roof was locked, right?
Mm-hmm. You didn't?
I tried to go to the roof to meet up with her, but the door was locked.
But isn't lockpicking your specialty? You should have been able to open it easy.
Good callback from Himiko here.
I couldn't pick locks with my avatar body. I didn't have the tools for it either. Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
I remember. You and Gonta went off together when we first started looking.
But was the door to the roof actually locked? When I was on the roof before logging out, the door wasn't locked.
Huh? How should I know?
Then who locks the door to the roof?
I already told you. How should I know?
When I went to the roof, it wasn't locked, so you gotta be lying.
What good would it be if I lied? I don't want to die either, you know.
Lying would do you a lot of good if you're the culprit.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that.
What was that?
What kind of response is that?
Yeah.
That's suspicious as hell!
Wait, there's no point in arguing about that now. The truth will come out eventually. Before we get to that, we need to discover the truth behind Miu's death.
Truth?
There were mysterious circumstances surrounding her death. We need to make sense of those first.
Wow, Shuichi, you know your way around this game. Yes, keep up the hard work. The fate of our lives rests in your hands.
See, a good number of people have said statements like that, and I don't like that, Kokichi.
So, what is this strange circumstance?
Kokichi claims it was Miu who chose the meeting place. But I'm wondering how she got from the chapel to the mansion's roof.
Oh, well, that's easy.
I see. Miu sent the bridge connecting the mansion and chapel into the river herself.
If that's the case, then Miu might not have even gone to the roof.
Huh? So she stood me up? It's very rude to break a promise.
No, she went.
Miu was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No, Miu should have been at the chapel.
Okay, I see it.
Look at where her avatar fell. It's right next to the chapel.
How would she have gotten to the mansion? There was no bridge over the river.
A bridge would be the only way to get across.
So, her meeting with Kokichi,
stood me up! Mew was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No, Mio should have been at the...
There we go.
Wrong!
Mew must have gone to the mansion. We have a witness.
Yeah, when I was searching the dining room, I saw Mew pass by the window.
Then why didn't you say so sooner?
Sorry, I thought I was just mistaken at first, since there was no way she could have come to the mansion. But I guess I wasn't mistaken after all. That was definitely Mew.
Then, how did she get to the mansion from the chapel?
It must have been some special method only Mew knew, like with that cell phone.
There's no doubt about that. That's why she dropped the bridge. If a murder occurred when it was impossible to cross the river, she wouldn't be implicated. She used a secret method to move from the chapel to the mansion for the murder.
She dropped the bridge to make a huge scene just to let everyone know it's no longer there.
So, what secret method did she use?
She
It
walked.
won't be that easy to figure out. It's called a secret method for a reason.
The method is called her legs.
No worries, guys. As long as we leave it to Shuichi, everything will be A-okay.
Yeah, stop saying stuff like that.
What are you saying? We can't just rely on Shuichi all the time. This class trial's for all of us. We're here to solve this together.
You would just slow down Shuichi.
Shut up!
The way across that only Mew knew about.
Yep.
Like a hidden bridge besides that signboard maybe.
Or, instead of bridge, Mew used some kind of vehicle to go over.
Or maybe she teleported with magic. Or she used a warp zone.
Maybe there's a place you could cross without a bridge.
A hidden route that only Mew could use to get across. I suppose it is possible
Okay.
she used that to change places.
Man, you guys are way off. Or maybe I'm just pulling your legs.
Okay.
The way across.
That signboard maybe.
Bridge. And a vehicle to go over.
She teleported with magic. Or warp zone.
Maybe there's a place you could cross without a bridge.
A hidden route that only Mew could use to get across.
There we go.
I agree.
We've only had one lie opportunity so far.
That's it, Kibo. There was a hidden route only Mew could use.
Was there really?
Mew modified the program to add a special wall to the world. The wall stretches along the y-axis, but we found two such walls in the virtual world. It's unclear whether Mew added the wall by the mansion or the wall near the chapel. We do know that that wall was set so that only objects could pass through.
Don't be naive, Shuichi.
Uh-oh.
What is it, Kaito?
Jeez, Mew set up a weird wall like that? That is suspicious. But it's got nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Say what?
Nothing to do with it.
Huh. You don't even realize your mistake? You losing your edge? Oh well, my sidekick's mistakes are my mistakes. I'll make it right.
Okay, what have you got to say, Kaito?
What we gotta figure out is how Mew got from the chapel to the mansion. So why waste time talking about the... It's pointless. We gotta take a whole new approach here.
Now, wait just a second. It's not actually impossible at all.
But you just said so, didn't you? That wall Mew set up, only lets non-human objects go through. Humans aren't able to pass through. So Mew obviously wouldn't be able to go through that wall.
She's not just an object after all.
Yeah,
How
she is.
careful your words.
The wall wasn't the only thing that Mew changed. She also changed her avatar settings from human to object.
See, this is why you shouldn't interrupt people, Kaito.
From human to object?
I mean, I like your enthusiasm, but still.
Which means the virtual world treated her avatar as an object. She could have passed through a wall that only non-humans could go through.
Is that right?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Kaito. We need to listen to everything Shuichi says. I already told you, the more you try, the more you cause us trouble. It's so totally lame that your own sidekick is dissing you!
Kokichi, enough! I wasn't arguing with him. I was just explaining.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. It just means even I make mistakes. Don't worry about it, Shuichi.
Okay.
It's pretty funny seeing Kaito try to act all tough like this.
Kokichi, please refrain from making such irrelevant and irrational remarks.
So, if Mew messed with the program and made a wall only she could go through,
Then her secret route was through that wall?
that's it, right? Like using a glitch in a game to walk outside the map. I bet Mew had a hidden passage like that in the back of the chapel.
But even if she could walk through walls, was there really a hidden passage?
I don't know about that.
'Cause Mew said...
She probably lied. There would be no point in going if there was nothing on the other side.
Mew lied.
I wonder what the truth is. There's no way to find out now.
That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying about there being nothing past the wall. She lived a life of pride, vulgarity, and secrets. Lying would be a piece of cake for her.
Kokichi, you no have to go that far.
Stop it! Don't badmouth Mommy!
Monotaro?
Oh my.
Listen to you, talking about Mommy like she was a terrible lying whore. But Mommy wasn't lying. There was no hidden route in that virtual world.
Oh, there wasn't, huh?
Hey! You can't tell them such an important hint!
Oh, if you say that hint is important, then I guess it must be true.
Oh, shoot!
Ah, jeez. You're lucky you're cute.
So now that we know there's no hidden route, why did she manipulate the program? If there's actually nothing past the wall, then that setting was meaningless.
Okay, I guess I'm a bit confused because I thought the answer was that it was going to be it wraps around.
Mew wouldn't have done something meaningless. She would have had a plan.
Yes. Mew definitely... We aren't sure why yet, but once we solve the mystery of the virtual world...
Sorry, I keep skipping you, Shuichi.
Mystery of virtual world?
There have been a lot of strange occurrences in the virtual world. If we can determine why, we will also determine what Mew was up to. We'll know why she wanted to pass through the wall.
All right, let's clear up those strange occurrences.
Yeah, Gonta will help, even though Gonta not know what you're talking about.
Speaking of strange occurrences, I'm just plain worried about that one thing. Remember? That thing that made us notice all the strange occurrences?
Is it the noise?
This is it!
Yes, it is.
You mean the loud sound that you and I heard in the kitchen?
You all heard that sound too?
Yep.
Yes, in the mansion's kitchen.
But that sound occurred near the chapel. How did you hear it all the way at the mansion?
First off, sound can't go past the map loading point. Did that sound really come from the chapel?
That sound was something hitting the chapel wall.
Yeah, there's the... Oh, I'm sorry.
Real loud.
Sorry for interrupting you, Himiko. It says in... Let's see where it is. Wasn't it said somewhere that there was only a couple things that Mew actually created in the world, and one of them was the maps? And so I think the map is just a deception. It should be I mean, I think I talked about this last time. It should be where the squiggly line is in the center. That's actually the end of the map. And on the left and right sides of this map here, you see where the wall is that she put. That should actually be the middle of the map. And so when you're going through the loading point, you're in the center of this, what looks like the center in this map here. It's really the end of it, I think, is how that's going.
And we definitely heard it. We heard Kibo's voice as well.
You heard my voice too?
What? That is pretty strange.
Exactly. That has to be some kind of clue to the mystery of the virtual world.
Okay, well, let's check the answers later and try to find all the other clues first. There was another mysterious phenomenon in the virtual world, wasn't there?
Kokichi talked like he noticed something. Pretending not to know?
Even Gonta is suspicious of me? I always thought you would be the one to trust me!
Sorry, going to not mean it like that.
There's no need to apologize to him. He's probably just lying again.
What was the other strange occurrence? Did you see it, Shuichi?
I'm actually not sure. Okay, I'm not good at this minigame. Well, this isn't good. How do I select?
I see it!
Okay.
The sign that we were using as a bridge was odd to me.
Odd how?
We mentioned it before, but Mew dropped the sign in the river.
I mean, I think I understand all this. It's strange because this this doesn't happen all that often in these trials where it feels like I actually know exactly what the mystery is. And it feels like it's just taking a long time to get to the answer.
We found it later, but there was something unnatural about it.
Oh, another one of these, huh? Oh my. That was... Did not expect it to turn that quickly. Oh no, they're moving now. Something about the signboard. Yeah, I mean, this is all pretty simple. Man, if I'm understanding this as, you know, towards the chapel. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I guess I was a bit confused about what they were asking there. I thought because it was towards the right, so towards the chapel, but when it was swept away, I guess they mean when Miyu tossed it, which was just in the river, I guess. Oh, dang it, you sneaky little... Okay, hang on. Now it's going to be chapel. Yes, and then where did it end up? On the mansion side. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I guess this must be what it's like for people who are able to figure out everything early on. At which point, it's almost kind of... it's like you're just thinking, come on, let's get to the reveal, I already know. But again, see, I'm saying this now, but... still unsure what it means to, I mean... I'm not sure what the ultimate outcome of this is going to be. Where do the rivers go? Which way are the sign? Okay. I mean, it went with the current, but I think it wants me to say this one. Yeah, okay. It wanted me to say that one, but that's not what actually happened. It went with the current. And because it's just because it's an object, it went through the wall and wrapped around.
It appeared as though the sign was carried against the river's current. We all saw Mew drop the sign and watched the river carry it downstream. And the river was wide there. the sign should have traveled downriver toward the chapel, correct? It should have hit the wall on the far side of the chapel and stopped there. But that's not where we found it. We found it near the mansion, nestled in some rocks.
The signboard should have been near the chapel, but we found it on the other side.
Hold up. Didn't you stay on the chapel side? She probably grabbed the signboard from the chapel wall to cross the river. Then left it on the boulders near the mansion so she could get back.
Why would she leave the signboard where it could get swept away and leave her stranded?
Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the wall, right? We're getting off topic. We're so close to the truth. We just have to connect the how and what. All the mysterious things that happened have to connect with each other somehow.
Connect how?
A wall only objects can pass through. Sounds that shouldn't be heard. A
Yes.
signboard going against the river current. How are they all connected?
I don't know, but Shuichi should know, right?
What?
We would be in a lot of trouble if you didn't. The only one who can solve this mystery and save us all is you.
So, how are they connected? Do you know Shuichi?
Ah, well, what we know so far is that the unnatural way the sign was carried is possibly related to the wall. This is it!
Okay.
It might have to do with a wall that only objects can
Like,
pass through.
what's the plan here? Is he trying to set us up so he can knock us down? You know, he's been going on and on about how we can't trust people. Is he trying to... Is the reason why this is so easy is because Kokichi has, you know, somehow managed to set it up this way, and Shuichi's getting carried along, and he's gonna, you know, say what he thinks, and then he's gonna be wrong? Or something, and that'll seem like a betrayal? What's going on here?
The sign should have stopped at the wall on the other side of the chapel. But if that wall happened to be the one that Mew set to allow objects through,
I see. It's a wall only non-humans can pass through. That means the signboard can pass through the wall, right?
Even if it could pass through the chapel wall, how did it end up by the mansion?
The only way it could do that is if the wall was a warp zone. But it's not, right?
The map is a lie. It's all a lie.
Leave it to me, Shuichi. I, your partner, will give you hints in times of trouble. This is the virtual world. We should throw away all of our common sense, okay?
Huh? The hell does that even mean?
that's it!
Yes. Very
What
simple.
if both ends of the river were connected?
Huh? Both ends of river connected?
Exactly. To put it another way, the river isn't cut off at the wall near the chapel. It's all part of one big loop. The upstream part of the river is connected to it.
What? What are you talking about? Both ends of the river can't...
Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world.
Then what about the wall? There was only one wall that could be passed through.
Right. Even if the river's connected and it goes through the chapel wall, it wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion wall too.
It's the same wall.
I got it! I know why Mew only set up one wall.
What are you talking about now?
That's it! The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall.
The same wall?
It's not just the river. The walls themselves are connected. Don't think of it as two separate walls, but a single wall parallel to the y-axis. That single wall divides the entire virtual world. The idea is,
Yes.
you pass through the wall by the chapel and come out by the mansion.
Everything is starting to connect. See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected.
Damn it, Kokichi! Just tell us.
It's okay. More importantly, this is the final stretch! If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right?
Okay. What do they want me to say? This one's always tough. Okay. Well, that was a W. No, what? Oh, what am I doing there? I didn't know that was a thing. How come nobody told me that was a thing? World loops, world loops. Why did no one tell me that was a thing?
Yes, that's it. The virtual world is a loop.
Maybe... Maybe the game told me that, but I honestly don't remember the game ever telling me I could do that. That makes that minigame much easier.
Loop?
Just like in old games, right? Like, for example, when a character goes off the left side of the screen and reappears on the right.
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual world are linked together in a continuous loop.
The virtual world loops?
What in the world?
If that's true, it would explain the way the signboard was swept away. It vanished into the wall downstream of the river, came out of that same wall upstream, and floated with the currents until it got caught on the rocks.
What was the world like before Mew added the wall?
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all, and the x-axis was set to loop.
Are you serious? Even if it is a computer program, isn't that too crazy?
A looping world. That's more extraordinary than even magic.
But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened.
Huh? It doesn't explain everything, does it? Because we still don't know why we heard that one sound or Kibo's voice.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Sound doesn't go past the map loading point.
Oh man, okay.
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop, we can explain that as well.
Huh? Really?
Yes. But first we need to be clear where the loop starts.
Where the loop starts.
The center of the map.
Doesn't it loop at the walls next to the mansion and chapel?
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at the chapel from inside the mansion, then the loop... There!
Here we go. Simple.
The map loading point was where the virtual world looped.
I'm becoming more convinced that this is supposed to be simple, and we're gonna get we're gonna get thrown for a loop soon.
We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map,
There it is.
but the loading point was actually at the edges.
I was waiting for it. This is what I was attempting to describe a few times in this episode, in the previous episode.
So the wall Mew created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather, her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and chapel were near each other, with a wall between them. And any sounds emitted near the chapel would also reach the mansion. The wall only allows non-humans to pass through, so sound should be able to pass through easily.
That's right. That's how the virtual world works.
Impressive, Shuichi! For you to get this far! Yes! Yes! You are useful indeed!
For you to get this far, what are you, some villain pulling the strings?
Nope. Mew pulled the strings here, not me. Remember? Mew also set this trap. It all began when Mew showed us the map. Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center, which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other.
But the structure of the world wasn't actually like that. There was a wall along the y-axis, and the x-axis came around in a loop.
By putting that wall in the center of that world, she cut off the loop.
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were caught in her trap. But we solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi. All hail our savior!
Yeah, if Shuichi wasn't here, then we never would have solved this mystery.
That's right. Good work, Shuichi.
Thanks, Shuichi. You saved us.
You're welcome.
Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Actually, this culprit hunt just got to the exciting part. Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit.
That's very true.
That's how a class trial works, after all!
Kokichi talking like Monokuma again.
No matter what you say, I'm not gonna believe your lies. I'm gonna believe in everyone. That's how I'm gonna reach the truth.
I can't wait to see what happens next!
Yes. Glad that we can see that. Wow, okay. That is the smoothest first half of a trial I've ever done. And it feels like, see, the problem is, I feel like, if it was easy for me, I feel like it has to have been easy for a lot of people. And then I also feel like maybe, you know, again, this all seems to be Kokichi's trap. So the fact that I'm finding it easy might mean that I'm falling into the trap, you know? So it feels... I don't know what to feel, but I don't feel good. Okay, so that's gonna be... hang on, let's save for a second, and then we will... I can't remember what they show right after this. 1 second. Oh yeah. It's just this. Okay. Alright, we're gonna call it there. Yeah, this has been going smoothly and somewhat... Well, I mean, when you know exactly where it's going, you know, there's not a lot of tension, really. And usually in these trials, isn't there a kind of reveal, or we get to a point where someone is getting accused, or usually when we're at the halfway point, something really exciting happens, or something that makes you anxious, and not really feeling that. I mean, I feel slightly anxious because we all know that Kokichi's planning something here, so I'm just kind of waiting for that, you know, to be, what's the phrase I'm thinking of? Waiting for it to drop. I'm just waiting for it to happen. That's it. Okay, yeah, pretty simple so far. Everything I thought turned out to actually be the case. Again, as long as this isn't all an elaborate Kokichi trap. So, alright. Let's see what happens next time. I've been The Worm, this has been Danganronpa V3, I hope you're all doing alright, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.